I get eager staring at the price tag on that fancy new pool robot and wondering if it's really worth the hassle, especially when you've already spent a bundle on a good filter system and a decent cover. You've probably heard the hype about wall climbing robots and thought, sounds cool, but will it actually get the corners and the ladder area clean without me having to chase it around? That's the exact line of thinking I had before I dug into the GHRERTX wall climbing robotic pool cleaner, and I want to walk you through what I found before you decide to pull the trigger. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the biggest question most people ask is whether a cordless, app-controlled unit can really replace the manual vacuum we all dread dragging across the pool floor every weekend. The GHRERTX claims it can climb walls at a 90-degree angle and handle 4 cleaning modes, which on paper sounds like it could finally get rid of those stubborn algae streaks along the tile line. In practice, the robot's intelligent path planning does make a noticeable difference. When I set it loose in a 20 by 40 foot in-ground pool with a plaster finish, it started off by scanning the bottom, then automatically switched to wall mode as soon as it detected the side. The transition was smooth enough that you don't hear any clanking or see it stall at the edge, which is a big win for people who have a pool with a lot of vertical surface. Now, who should actually consider buying this thing? If you have a medium-sized residential pool anywhere from 10,000 to 25,000 gallons and you're tired of the weekly grind of scooping debris and scrubbing the ladder, the GHRERTX can save you a decent chunk of time. The fact that it's cordless means you won't be wrestling with a long power cord that can get tangled in the ladder rails. The app mode is also handy if you want to start a clean while you're at work. You just tap start on your phone, and the robot does its thing. Families with kids who splash a lot, or homeowners who entertain frequently and end up with a lot of leaf litter after a storm, will appreciate the 4 cleaning modes: standard, deep, edge, and a quick rinse, because you can match the cycle to how dirty the water actually is. On the flip side, if your pool is on the smaller side, say a plunge pool under 10,000 gallons, or you have a lot of tight corners and an irregular shape, you might find the robot's navigation a little too generic. The intelligent path planning works well in rectangular or oval pools, but in a pool with multiple steps or a custom shape, it can miss a few spots, especially near the lip of a spa entry. Also, the unit isn't designed for saltwater systems. The manufacturer doesn't list any corrosion-resistant coating, so if you run a salt chlorine setup, you'll need to be extra diligent about rinsing it after each run. Those are the kinds of hidden trade-offs that can make a product feel less set and forget than the marketing promises. One of the most practical strengths of the GHRERTX is its longer running time. Most robotic cleaners on the market need to pause every 90 minutes to recharge, which can be frustrating if you have a large pool and want a full clean in one go. This model boasts a battery that can push through roughly 2 hours of continuous cleaning, and because it's cordless, you won't have to worry about the cord getting caught on the ladder while it recharges. In real-world use, I was able to run a full-cycle clean from start to finish without interruption, and the robot returned to its docking station just as the timer hit the 2-hour mark. That's a tangible convenience if you're looking to free up your weekend. Efficiency-wise, the robot does a solid job of picking up both fine silt and larger debris like leaves and twigs. The filter basket is easy to remove and rinse, and it held up well after a couple of weeks of daily runs. I did notice that after a heavy rain, when the pool filled with a mix of mud and pine needles, the robot had to go through its deep mode twice to get the water as clear as it was before. That's not a deal breaker, but it does mean you might have to run an extra cycle in particularly dirty conditions. The upside is that you can manually select the deep mode when you know the pool needs a heavier hand, which saves you the guesswork of waiting for the robot to figure it out on its own. Another practical point, the robot's ability to climb walls at a 90-degree angle is a real benefit if your pool has a tiled waterline or a decorative wall that tends to collect grime. In my tests, the robot clung to the side and scrubbed the tile without slipping, which eliminated the need for a separate wall brush. However, the climb isn't perfect on highly textured,